that it's not, you can be a founder for that area. So there's 20 founders for each country. So Sweden, I believe, has like 3 or 5 founders right now. So it's not very tapped into at all. So what happens for Sweden's sake, if somebody orders, they go just through the European market as far as in getting the oils there. And it's just kind of for personal use right now. There's a lot that goes into becoming a founder. And we could totally do like another call, or I can chat with you and Laura about that too, more in detail. But what's really cool is once you become a founder, you get a piece of percentage of sales for that country forever.
That sounds awesome, guys. I'm going to move now. No, I got to get this all set up.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So that's really awesome that you're going to like, you're for sure moving.
How much money do you need to put down to be a founder?
So I wish I had my paper in front of me. So in order to become a founder, you have to have be at least silver to and be part of Diamond Club. Okay. So you can go there and start planting your seeds, and then eventually you get to the point to where you do Diamond Club and now you're a founder. So I don't foresee 15 founders popping up in the next year. It's definitely something that takes time and effort, but how cool that you could potentially be a founder. That's pretty awesome.
And do you want to tell people what Diamond Club is?
Oh, yes. So Diamond Club. So Diamond Club is really cool. They do this twice a year. To qualify, you have to be silver. You have to have 5 people in your city that you're in on LRP, and then 5 people in another city somewhere else on LRP. And that qualifies you to be a part of Diamond Club. And what Diamond Club is your upline leaders pay you to travel for the next like 3 or 4 months and do all of your classes. They give you all these amazing incentives, free oils. So it gets people really excited to, want to enroll because they get freebies. It really sets you up to hit diamond. Like you literally hit the pavement running hard. By the time you're silver, though, you're going to be so on fire. Like, you're going to just be like, I'll do anything to keep my business going. Like, so it's really cool that doTERRA offers that. So definitely something to look forward to. And they do that January and then I believe August. They do it twice a year, which is really cool.
If I get 5 people in Vegas and 5 people in New York, I'm getting on the right track.
Yep.
Okay. Better hurry up. Yep.
You got it. You got it, girlfriend.
Well, I have free airfare to Vegas. I should hurry up.
Yeah, that's super exciting. We'll definitely have to stay in communications about that too, because I just had my girlfriend over here and we were brainstorming. She doesn't really want to do the business, but I'm like, no, okay, that's fine. I'll pay you for referrals. And that's another thing, ladies. If you see a vision for somebody and they have a huge network and that vision just doesn't make sense for them, there's ways that you can still tap into their network. You could do a referral program, tell them like, hey, that first fast bonus that you make, that 20%, you can just gift it to them. Just say like, hey, anybody that you send my way that purchases, I would love to gift you 20% off their purchases. They don't even need to know how the business works. You just tell them that and they're going to be like, oh yeah, that's absolutely great. So don't ever let somebody stop you in your tracks of whatever your vision is. There's totally ways to work around them and through them and tap into that. So I'm excited for you, Allison.
I'm getting in the business sense of this, and I'm like, wow, I got to be so much more strategic with what I'm doing, but I like it because it's like nice goals to set and like thinking about how I'm actually doing this. I need to stop buying things to make my cool packages look cool. I need to stop.
You're doing great. That actually made me think of something. Well, our builders meeting that we're going to go over on Saturday, I kind of want it to be a little bit different than our other builders. Of course, we always talk about goals and what our stretch goals are and push goals are, and we kind of already know what everybody's is. I really want to just stretch you girls, really tap into some areas maybe you're uncomfortable and you want to be more comfortable in them. I want to show you different strategies, how to work your back office, how to kind of manipulate, move pieces around so you're hitting, more bonuses than maybe you might not be aware of. So things like that really, I feel like we're kind of all at that point in our business where we're kind of ready to learn that stuff. So I'm going to ask just a few questions from you girls that are on here to kind of prep for Saturday. So then I'm thinking for Saturday is like we're getting some really good juicy stuff in. So let me get a piece of paper and a pen so I can make some notes. All right. So first I want to ask you girls just one area that in your business where you could use more help or feel more confident in. I'm going to start with you, Des, Miss Silver this month.
Mm-hmm.
So freaking amazing, Des.
Thank you, ladies. So for me, I think my one area is and I've said it to Andrea, who's my mentor, and I'll say it for everybody else, is when your team starts to grow, well, everything is teamwork to begin with. So I feel like I always need help in the area of supporting my leaders. So especially going to GoPro this last couple of weeks, I know when I was working, or I still work in nonprofit, but even before nonprofit, sometimes it's the pat on the back that I need versus even a raise. Like I just really want to be like told that I'm doing good, you can do it. And I like to kind of keep that same thing with my own leaders. And so I'm not doing anything on purpose, to not pay attention to any leaders. So it's great for me to ask for my uplines, can you also love on my leaders? So if anything, maybe you can phrase it a little bit better, but it's definitely just giving additional support to all my leaders, because, when maybe a couple leaders may need me and pulling me over in a certain direction, or not even pulling me over, but say I'm traveling to like Portland for Lindsay or wherever it is that I'm going, it's just nice to have my uplines be able to, if somebody else needs something right away, that they can get, what they need to.
That's awesome. So it kind of sounds like what you're saying is it's okay. Like, so all of us leaders, we have our front line, right? And we kind of focus on the front line, and then they have their frontline leaders and their leaders upon their leaders and so forth. And so you get really dialed in and comfortable with your frontline leaders because you're setting them up for success, you're rocking and rolling, but don't be afraid to reach down to leaders below your frontline too and offer them support, because sometimes when Des says something, it might translate different when I say it. Just like when you're introducing somebody to the business, like they might be your best friend and they might be like, yeah, sure, whatever. But if they hear me talk about the business, a perfect stranger, maybe it connects different dots for them and it makes more sense. You know what I mean? So I love what Des is saying. I think that's like, we're all a family here. Power in numbers. Teamwork totally makes the dream work. I always say work smarter, not harder. So I'm definitely going to make sure that we highlight that on Saturday too. Thank you, Des. Laura, what is one area that you could use more help or feel more confident in for you to support?
Good question. Well, sorry, now I'm eating on top of driving.
Sorry.
I would say, it's okay. I'll be home in in a few minutes, so I'll try and get on the video aspect of this. But what I need help with, well, I'm definitely noticing that I'm starting to get pulled in different directions because I actually have leaders now. Congratulations, Allison. Very, very proud of you for stepping into this role. And it's like, she was on. So I'm like, okay, so she still needs some assistance with things, and then my sister, but I need to pull a lot of different directions, and right now I'm realizing that my organization needs to be on point, because it's like I'm starting to really need to keep track of a lot of things. So I don't know if somehow you guys can help me with my organizational skills, I think that would be beneficial. Because I remember Desiree saying a while ago, one day you're going to be, you're going to have 5 leaders. You're going to have to all like mentor all of them. And I feel like that's them. And I'm like, I want to make sure that I'm just and duplicating everything in the very best and most efficient way that I can. Because, I set a really good example. This is really my first time mentoring, and I'm mentoring a few different people at once. It looks like Justice is coming back strong too. So I'm going to potentially have like 3 to 4 people that I'm kind of like spinning on my little fingers. So I think organization is going to be huge for me right now.
That's really awesome. Ooh. Ooh. Did you hear me talking twice just now?
It's her car phone.
Oh,
do you want me to pause it? I'll pause it. I'll mute.
Yeah, try muting. Thank you.
I think I can mute her. Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Okay, that was so weird. I was like, what am I doing wrong? Okay, so I know, Lori, you're muted, but I think that's really a great topic to go over because everyone is like about to be on the verge of premiere. They have builders coming out of the woodwork. So just creating a good organization for yourself and to make that duplicatable is going to be really important because one, you don't want to look chaotic and crazy when you're bringing on new builders. You want to be leading by example and showing them how it's supposed to be done. And it can get a little hectic, especially when, you're excited and everybody else is excited. So we can definitely highlight just like a little pieces of nugget of how to keep yourself organized and then kind of what that duplication process looks like with new builders, like how to schedule out mentor calls for the week, kind of what your calendar for the month is going to look like. And I will tell you guys this, one thing that will really help you with that organization is those builder worksheets. If you fill out that builder worksheet the beginning, say the 4th week of the month, so like that week before the next month, if that makes sense, you start organizing yourself and setting yourself up for success for the next month because you know exactly when your classes are. You already know when you're going to have your mentor calls. You already know when you're having kind of one-on-ones, and then you can kind of fill in for networking events or wellness consultations as they come in. So that's definitely something. The builder worksheet, it took me a long time. I will be the first to admit it. It took me a long time to get in the habit of doing it. But once you do, you just do not skip a beat because what it does for your organization, for your business is huge. So that was really good, Laura. Thank you. Okay, we have Jody on the call. So Jody, same question for you. Just one area that you feel like you could use a little more help or just be a little better at or just support from us.
Well, since I'm not as far along as you guys are in the whole process, like I'm more of a sharer, I feel like, than really building currently. I get people excited and I share and I give samples and there's interest, but it's like actually closing the sale or signing people up and actually getting them to buy a kit. Because I get a lot of people just wanting like onesie things here or there. So, I'm literally starting at step 1 and going, okay, well, how do I transition this into like potentially, like I have one girl currently who I've been talking to over the weekend who used to work for me, and she reached out to me because I had talked to her about oils a while ago, and she's actually signed up for this like $3,000 class. It's a 6-month class, but it teaches you all about aromatherapy, and you're actually certified in it in the end. And I was like, I tried to talk to her, that we can actually offer that type of, support and education, and she was kind of dead set on it. However, she doesn't want to use the oils that they use because they're crap, which was awesome that she recognized it. I educated her on it. So she's all for with going with doTERRA as the oils because what she wants to make is like dog like things. So if your dog is itching and oils, and use the oils for that. And so she's super passionate, and I could potentially see her being like an awesome builder. But now it's just like getting her signed up, and like we've been playing phone tag and those things. So that's just kind of where I'm at in my process.
No, that's great. And Jody, you're not alone. I have quite a bit of sharers on my other legs right now. They're not building quite at the pace Laura, Allie, or Des is, and that's perfectly okay. Once upon a time, Des and I and the rest of us were just like you, completely just sharing, had the same issues, like, okay, I know I want to do this as a business, but I don't know how quite to seal the deal, like you said. So I think that's another great thing that we can go over too. Kind of, what does a sharer look like? What does like a day in the life of a sharer, like what's your week look like? How many enrollments should you be having? You know, what does what work, what's the word I'm looking for? What should be your busybody activities be to be making you money? And then same thing with builders, because a sharer and a builder, they're both building the business, but they're running at two different paces, and both are right. Neither of them are wrong. So we can kind of like paint that picture for you and kind of show you exactly, you know, things that you could be doing that could really be generating money for your business.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah. And just a little bit more too, because I was right before Jody spoke to, I was going to mention, you know, for the gals that are also newer, I have a gal, Cassidy and Allie, that do, you know, end up watching this video. Like, even though some of these other skills we're talking about, like organization, like it's still all stuff that's really going to apply to you. And even the builder worksheets, again, like all of this also applies to all of us, like whatever rank that we're at. And then just anything like this, if anything, this business really teaches you patience, right? We're going to get a lot of head nods from Laura and Alice, all of us. Patience, patience, patience. And, you know, it's not anything overnight. It's practice. It's your love for it, and communicating with, you know, everyone. Like, you know, I'm speaking to everyone who's listening live and recorded. Communicating with your upline is so important, because then they know how to support you. Because if you're not clear and communicate how you want to be supported, sometimes we get easily offended, or we just don't, you know what's going on. And so the last thing we want to do is not give enough support and you want more, or opposite, give you too much support and you feel like you need room to breathe. So, you know, just constantly communicating, like, and that's part of the reason why we have the team calls too, like checking in where everybody's at and how we can keep supporting one another at the speed that we're all at. And I also want to highlight Lindsay, who is one of my frontline leaders, single mom. She lives in Portland, for those of you, most of you have met her. But she started building as pretty much like we classify the walking, jogging, and running. And I think you agree, right, Andrea? Like, she was just walking. And she's now, she just hit elite with Laura and Allie. So it's completely doable. Like, also at the same time, I don't want anybody to get in the mindset of, well, I'm walking, it's going to take forever. But if you do the things like in our build worksheet that we have, I love how it breaks it down and says, you know, in which we'll get into that more on Saturday, of, look, invest 5 to 6 hours, or invest, you know, 10 to 15, or, you know, whatever level it is. And if you truly invest those hours, small amount, large amount, you will get to your goal. And I like using Lindsay as an example, because she was literally more of a walker. And that's just such an exciting thing to see her already at that rank. So.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Some progress is better than no progress. So as long as you're doing a little bit each day, or whatever the hour that you have set for that week is, as long as you're doing something, you're growing your business. And then it's just up to you how fast you want to do it, figuring out what works with your time schedule. And that's what we're here for. I love that Des says, communicate with us. Let us know how we can best support you. And don't feel bad if you only can invest 3 hours a week. That's great. We'll make sure that you're getting the most out of those 3 hours that you can for your business to make it make sense. So just always lean on us. Always, always, always. Communication is like the cure all for everything. Like your relationships, your love lives. If you don't communicate, I'm pretty sure you're probably having arguments with your boyfriend or your husband. I know I am if I'm not communicating. Same thing with like our relationships with the business. You have to like keep those open lines of communication. So Love that. Okay, Allison, what is one area that you feel like you could use some more help? And I know you're still new, but that's okay.
Well, what Jody, right, was the last person just said was kind of almost my question, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at not necessarily enrolling kits, but I'm at the enrolling more than just, one-offs. I'm trying to get like packages of things that work well together so they can order more. Is like getting them like onto LRP, getting them to think about this like as a monthly sort of thing, so that that's the only way I start making money. Because like otherwise it's a little bit hit here and there, maybe nothing for a little while, and trying to get like more regular so that some kind of income starts to stream in is one of the things. It's like, yeah, people are busy, and I know we just enrolled people like right before Christmas, so everyone's got money going all over the place, and oils is maybe not where they've decided to put their money this year, though that may change next year. But this year maybe we're struggling a little to get them doing that. But that would be my thing, is to get them like rolled into it a little bit more and start building in that aspect.
Absolutely. I think LRP is great because it really is the lifeline of our business. Mm-hmm. So when we become experts at explaining the benefits of that to our clients and our customers, wow, that's going to be a huge shift in your business. Because otherwise, you spend all that time to enroll 10 people in the month of November, but you don't have them on LRP. Guess what happens in December? You have to bust ass all over again. And why in the world would you want to do that? Because you already know how hard it is. So that is, I'm so happy you brought that up, because I feel like that's something we could all be better at. I know I could be even better at it too. So doTERRA does a really good job of making products that people need on a continuous basis, like shampoos and conditioners, face wash, cleaning products for your home. So really kind of painting that picture when you do that wellness consultation is what's so important. And I love how Des always says, showing them you're not spending more money. More money is not going out. You're just replacing what you were once buying from somewhere else with doTERRA, and then they pay you to shop with them. So when you say that to them clearly and confidently, I think it's, closed deal right there. So we can kind of go over like maybe scripting and what that looks like. Yeah, Laura, go ahead.
Oh, no, you can finish.
I need words. I need the words. I need to memorize them so I can just spit them out. That's what I need.
Okay, we can do that.
Practice. You'll get there.
Yeah.
Talking, I can wait.
No, you're good.
I was just going to say, I did notice that, I think the class is going to be really huge for you, Allison, because before this, and your product, but she hadn't been to a class. So she's been in the business, or she's had doTERRA, she's been exposed to it so as long as I have, but she never had a proper class. Now she really gets to see, okay, this is how a class goes. Because what was happening is she was getting lots of people that wanted one order. And the thing is how we literally get people to buy more is by showing them that there's more than just one oil in a class setting. So now that that's happened for you, I feel like, look at this. You had like 3 Home Essentials people or 2 Home Essentials people that ended up signing up this month. That's huge. And they did it because we made them understand the value of having a kit.
Yes, such a good point, Laura.
Behind it. But also, in the very beginning, if you're not doing classes, like on certain months where I'm not doing classes and I'm just sampling people, I have to make sure I'm scheduling a one-on-one with them then so they can fully understand like all the different oils that we have, even if it's just basic ones, just getting them to see, because without that education, no one else is going to teach it to them. No one else is going to teach it to them. So we're really there to guide them in this process, and then you build the relationships and the friendships, and then before you know it, you have a team.
I think that for me also, I have a lot of people all in different like niches, so not to have a class for me unless it's all completely perfect strangers. They're all in different spots, so I think I might be more of a one-on-one type scenario for all of those.
And Allison, I'm already noticing, like I'm piecing through all the people Allison's enrolled. She's already got 2 builders. They just don't even know it yet. They're been literally Snapchatting their, like, doTERRA buy one get one with the diffuser last week. I was like, who are these people? They're already natural builders.
One of them is in addiction rehab. She's a motivational speaker, and I want her to like get the oils in, and not only to the people to help them, because obviously we have a lot of things that can help them, but she's naturally great at this stuff. And the other person's has a really popping like food cooking blog where she has like thousands of followers. So I'm trying to push them easily, not let them know about it, but they're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Just let the universe deliver it. You just got to believe in yourself.
Yeah. But I love that point again that Laura made, because in the new builders, I hear that all the time too, of like, well, they just want to buy ones or twos. And of course, like your mentor is always walking you through the steps and what to do next. But at the same time, don't be so hard on yourself, because how are they of course they're not going to know what to buy, because they've never been to a class. They haven't been educated yet. Right. So that's so important to realize, to not be so hard on yourself, but also the importance of classes and one-on-ones, because it all is almost like a little cycle. Like, you know, you meet people, you sample, get to a class, enroll, educate, and the cycle continues to go on. So without one of those, it doesn't work, you know?
Yeah, it's literally a blueprint that has been handed down to us that has proven successful. So we are so close. Like, we all know Kyle and Kirsten. They're our upline. They're not that far like above us, and they're presidential diamond. So, and they followed those simple steps. That's all they do. They sample, they invite, they enroll, and then they educate. And it's that simple. And so sometimes I feel like we make it hard on ourselves when it's really just super simple, easy. And Allison, when I very first started, I got to elite. I had a goal from Kirsten and Nancy to get to elite in like 30, I think it was 60 days. And they gifted me a bunch of oils. So I was like super excited. But all I did was completely one-on-ones with all of those people to get to overall 3,000 volumes. So classes and education is important, but however you want to present it to them, that is totally your thing. It's your brand. So obviously when you teach a class, more people can come. One-on-one, it's one-on-one. But as long as you're getting them to that education, the rest is history. So basically what I'm saying is, if you want to keep doing on one-on-ones, totally okay until you're comfortable with teaching. That's exactly what I did.
And
the classes are where it's at.
And I know that it's way more efficient. I understand.
Being consistent and being.
I don't have the confidence yet. So one-on-one, I feel like I still can tailor it and, like, you know, keep the right focus for that one person. So
as long as you're continuing to educate, you will get more and more comfortable to where you'll just be like, you know what, I'm just going to do a class. I can invite way more people. It's less work for myself. Boom, done. So, and all of us, I'm pretty sure we've all been there. We've done the one-on-ones and then we've done the classes. So we see the different outcomes with both of those. But either way, as long as you're teaching and educating, and practice makes perfect, you will get to the point where you're comfortable teaching a class, just like Laura did and what you saw.
Yeah. We do think how far you've come too, Allison, since I first met you. So give yourself some credit. Think how far you've come just from like when I first met you and you were just learning about oils. Like, you've really come a long way. So. Well,
I just had to finish all my exams and then I have time.
Yeah. I'm saying be proud of yourself.
All right, Allie. So we were asking all the girls, one area where you feel like you could use more help or could have more support in, or just be more confident.
Sorry, I'm driving, so you're going to be looking at the ceiling of my car. Let's see. I mean, honestly, my support system's good. If I need something, I reach out to Des, and she's got me. Now that my schedule with work and everything is cleared up, I mean, I don't have a problem doing classes and sampling and inviting. And I mean, I don't really know where else I would ask for help. I think I'm honestly pretty good. I don't know if that sounds horrible to say, but
no, not at all. Like, before you got on, I'm just going to read what some of the other girls had said. So Laura had mentioned just organization. You know, she's starting to have a lot of builders come out of the woodwork for her. And so just keeping organized, that duplication process. How does she mentor a bunch of people at the same time while also building her business too? And then Allison, you know, I think you were on for Allison, but just really sufficiently explaining that LRP, the importance of that education. And then Jody had mentioned what it looks like for a sharer versus a builder, which I feel like is something great for all of us to learn, because we're going to have people that come on that are just sharers versus builders. And you'll want to be, you'll want to ask crucial questions when you bring on new builders, where they want to be. Are they a walker? Are they a jogger or a runner? Because if you talk to somebody that's walking as a runner, you might scare them away. So understanding their level of play so you can be the best mentor to them is also very crucial in your business as well.
Okay, then I do have something. My thought is this, because I actually haven't had real builders until now. I'm pretty good on LRP. Like most people that I sign up, I put them on LRP and they stay. I understand how that works. But then I have trouble with, now I actually have builders that are coming out of the woodworks and I don't know what to do with them. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I know what I did and how I started, but I would like a more efficient way to tell them, this is your blueprint. This is what you do. Like, I know I have a blueprint and I know what I do, but I guess explaining the walk, run, jog is my support. Because I have my first builder that I'm going to be doing an opportunity meeting with, because she wants to build, Danny, and she'll be on the call. She'll be listening to the recording later. But I want to make sure that when I have this meeting with her, I'm going through the walk, run, jog, run properly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something we'll 100% go over on Saturday, because it's very crucial. I feel like Des and myself kind of started at the same time, and we've made a lot of mistakes early on. So we're here to teach you how to not do them, so you're just set up for success from the get-go. And I had one girl that I didn't properly, I was still learning the whole, there's walkers, joggers, and runners. I didn't really quite get that. I just figured if you wanted to build the business like you were like me and you were ready to go like guns blazing, and this girl quite was not there, and I freaked her out. I was like texting her nonstop, and like I would ask her to be a part of our team calls all the time, or like, when are we going to set up our weekly mentor call? And she's like, what the hell is a mentor call? And I was too excited, and it pushed her away. And so now I know there's definitely, when you have those opportunity meetings with people, you really explain to them the different pathways in doTERRA. Just like when you do an educational class, there's 3 pathways in, you know, using the product. There's users, sharers, builders. Well, same thing with building the business. There's definitely different levels of play, and none of them are wrong. They're all okay. But it's so important to you as a builder to know how they want to run their business so you can help them best. So that's perfect, Allie. We will definitely cover that in more detail on Saturday for you and for the rest of us, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because when I started when you guys started, it was very much just live, share, or build. And now there's a breakdown within the builders that I never fully looked into, because I was just doing my own thing and hadn't actually had any builders yet. So now that I have them, I think I need to delve a little more into those levels of actual builder. I think Danny will run because she's already running me faster, but just for future reference, I'd still like to have the proper breakdown.
Of course, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, no. We'll definitely go over that. Okay, I know we want to keep the call within an hour, but I do want to ask one last question for all of you girls for Saturday, because I'm really, really excited for this builder strategy that we're going to do Saturday. I want to know from each of you what you are passionate about. Just one thing you're super passionate about. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like, I'm passionate about doTERRA, because we already know that because you're building the business. But I just want to know what you're passionate about in life. And Des, I'm going to start with you.
Sure. I don't want this to be such a broad answer, but and I apologize if you've heard me give this spiel. But I feel really clear on my purpose and my why, and just not even, I'm talking about like, I'm getting a little big, but the purpose in my life. And I feel really blessed that I have such clarity on that. And it's really to be able to put my others in front of me first and serve others in whatever way that is. And I feel really gravitated to serve and help other women. And I really have seen the way that I was raised. I was very, again, blessed and very different, and not saying it's better or worse, but I was loved really hard growing up. And I see a gap with self-love and women and all that connection. And when that is not there, then the confidence and then it translates to health and the way we eat. So really it's a whole, as we all know, my brand, mind, body, soul. So my passion is really about helping others. And I know, again, that sounds broad. So I wanted to break it down and really explain to you all what exactly that means. So I hope that answered your question, Andrea.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm going to use all of these on Saturday. So I'm really excited that you guys are sharing that with me. And that's perfect for you, Des. So thank you. Let's go over. We're going to stay in order. Laura, you're next.
About this boy. I'm holding him hostage right now. No, honestly, my sister can attest to this. I've always been passionate about animals. Like, they hold such a special place in my heart, and keeping them safe. And honestly, like, if I go broad again, like that, something that's always been a dream of mine is like to unite humanity in literal world peace.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, you're my sister. I don't care what it is, like healing humanity, healing mankind, healing the animals, healing the earth. I'm very passionate about people seeing things in different perspectives, coming from a place of love. And again, coinciding with what Ded said, without self-love, it's nothing. And I'm realizing that, as I get older and older, that you need to love yourself first, even before you can give that love out to other people. And learning to love myself unconditionally, helping them to love themselves, and then helping them too. It's not just my brand. doTERRA fits into my life before doTERRA was even there. I want to help people transition to a natural modality of everything in their life, because it's all possible. We don't need any of these garbage in the stores and all of these doctors. We don't need any of that. And I want to empower people to do things on their own. That's another huge thing for me. So my passion lies in healing humanity and helping others to see their worth.
I love that.
Allison, don't freak out. I saw that look.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, Laura. Allison.
No, I thought it was
laughing at her sister.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say cats. And then
No, we're trying to figure out, me, myself, and the whole world is trying to figure out what, I'm passionate about so many things. It's overwhelming sometimes. But I'm more passionate about the gift that this earth is to all of us. And I'm passionate about people treating it like it's basically giving us everything we need, and that people respect that, and they understand the power that it holds, nature for healing and the gifts that it can offer us. And I work as an architect in my day job, and I'm trying to still instill this feeling that people and how we build responsibly, we choose materials and source them ethically and all these things, and create the best environment for us to be, because we are inside, separated from nature, and trying to break down that disconnect, because I feel like it's too powerful to push behind closed doors. So using more of the scale of doTERRA is just, it's still that gift, and understanding the power that and resource that the world provides us for our day-to-day things, and how the simplicity of just the oils, can help heal and all those things. I don't know. I'm words. I don't have my brand yet. I'm trying to figure it out.
No.
I need this for for myself, not just for doTERRA. I mean for myself, I think.
Yes, you know it. You just spoke so passionately and so confidently, and then you went back in your shell. So I want you to like notice that. Like you were all of a sudden you're like, I don't know. And then you're like, there was the real Allison. And then you're like, okay. No, so that was you. That was beautiful.
They're like the chakra closed and then it opens again. You know, maybe that's what I need to open and close. I got to figure it out.
Take that turtleneck off.
That's right.
Open it up, baby girl.
I know. I'm working on it, but this is definitely a voice that I also find in my day-to-day life. Like I talk about this stuff on the side while I'm at work because I realize that it's actually more interesting to me when I'm doing half the time. So,
well, I love it. Allison, like Des just said, you just spoke your brand to us. So you do know what your brand is. You just said it to us. So that's kind of what I'm like doing with this exercise. Like this is part of like creating the brand, and doTERRA is just your vehicle to make your passions and your dreams come true. That is the most amazing thing about this business. So we'll dive more into that on Saturday. Okay, let's go to Jody. Jody, what is something you are passionate about?
When I was thinking about it, gosh, I'm passionate about so many different things, but if I had to say it in like a sentence, it probably would be I'm passionate about leading and inspiring people to live consciously in the way that they eat, dress, live, put on their body, just all of it, just being conscious and making choices that benefit their body versus like filling their body full of pharmaceuticals or poisonous foods, and just really empowering people to feel confident and loving what they do. So inspiring people to live consciously, I guess.
I like that. Sorry, I'm trying to write everything down and you were talking fast. I love it.
I'm sorry.
No, good. No. You're passionate about it. I love it. And I can totally see that for you. So thank you for sharing that with us, Jody.
Hey,
Allie, what is something that you are passionate about?
Okay, well, I'll be slightly reiterating what others said. My passion is traveling and also the welfare of animals. Like, you know, me and my 4 dogs, like I'm crazy. I'm sure you all got a little clip of everyone saying hi to me when I got home. And just their welfare. But my main, I guess, passion even before that is similar to Dez's, where it's, you know, I didn't grow up as blessed. I mean, I had my mom and it is what it is, but when it comes to women and the way not only they treat themselves, but the way they allow others to treat them. So for me, it's more of the female-male dynamic and not necessarily treating women to know how they need to be treated, but also men in their lives and how they should be treating women in general. And just the whole atmosphere of how the whole world perceives women and how women are treated from men. And it's just, they don't know any better. They think that's the way you treat a woman. That's the way you talk to a woman. Oh, you're hot. And that's a compliment. It's not a compliment. It's not. So I want to more reach out, like through my whole yoga training, the transformational, one of the things that came up for me was creating a organization one man at a time, like teaching men how you treat women in society.
Oh, I like that.
I so see this branding, like I see it so clear with you, Allie.
I feel it. I feel things are coming. I got a big notebook. I got a big notebook of plans. I got a big plan book.
Well, our dreams are about to come true for you, so I'll have to tell you a little bit later.
Uh-oh. Okay, thank you girls for sharing that. That is, I knew some of yours already and then I didn't know some of the others, so I really appreciate that. And this is just, it makes me so much more excited for Saturday for us, because I feel like we're going to do something we've never done before for all of us to really everybody has this spark and this fire right now, and I just want to like ignite it even stronger. And just 2018, like every single one of you, it's going to be amazing. Like I feel it for myself and everybody around me, like 2018. And I know everyone always says like the next year is going to be great. No, like there's something really special that is about to happen. Like I can feel it in the air. I feel the energy. I feel it with you girls and the people around me. So I really am just, like we always say, if we don't strategically plan or like put our goals out on paper or talk about our passions and put them out there, those words out there, they're just a thought in our mind and they're not going to ever happen. So I really want to make sure all of you girls are living these beautiful lives that you want to live and sharing your passion. Like all of you, each of you are so unique and special. So I'm sure I can speak for her when I say this, like super blessed and honored to have you girls a part of our lives and a part of our team. Like super lucky, super lucky. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap up with like a couple housekeeping things really, really fast. And I want to ask you girls some questions too. Not like I already asked you enough questions. December 18th will be our last team call for the year. I will not be on here, but Des will. I'm going to be home with some family, so your beautiful Desi will be here. And then we're not going to do a call January 1st because I'm sure a lot of you have plans for New Year's Eve, so we're going to give that to you off. But then we'll hit the ground running on the next one. And then I wanted to ask you girls, so team calls and builder meetings. I would really like to know your thoughts on these builder meetings. Would you want to have one a month? Would you want to have one every other month? Or would you want to have one quarterly? Where it was a lot of like, kind of like what we talked about we're going to cover.
Basically what we're going to do on Saturday.
What we're going to do on Saturday.
Not today. We're not talking about today.
Yeah, I would like to do once a month because if there's always a meeting for people to come to, because I have no problem. Like I'm at the point now where I feel confident talking about the business, but I was just thinking, I'm like, I need to get everybody together that's on my team and fully explain the business. And if there's already something that we have that's in the works, I could be like, hey, just so you know, in a week from now, this is happening. And if they can't attend it, then I'll go do it on my own. But just have something, again, I'm going to talk to you and you're going to tune me out, but someone else is going to say something. And you're like, oh, I want to listen now.
Okay, I love that. So we could kind of tailor it, or say it's like routine and it's all of us again. We could always tailor it to something different. Like this Saturday is going to be different than any that we've ever done before. And then maybe the next Saturday is going to be an opportunity type builders meeting for new builders. And we really explain the business. So
I love that.
You girls would be okay if we did that monthly?
Yeah, I love that idea.
Okay. So with doing that monthly, because I kind of had a feeling you girls were going to say that, do you still want to do bi-weekly calls for like what we're doing now? Or would you want to do one or keep as is? What do you girls feel like for support for you?
I like doing it how it's every other week. I could do it every week too. I mean, that would keep us really accountable. But doing it every other week works for me. And then I was going to say too, back to the builder meeting, like, so it's not the same dynamic every time. Like maybe Allie teaches one time, maybe I teach it. Like it'll just confidence. So it's not just you girls always having to do all the work too, or Nancy or whoever's hosting it. Like I feel totally confident to talk about things too. So you can throw me in there.
Oh, I love that. That was actually one of my things on my list. We kind of ran out of time. I wanted to ask you girls one thing you really excel at. I'm going to put it on our leaders page, but I'm going to make each of you guys talk on Saturday about where you excel at. So people can get a different, fresh perspective on it instead of just hearing it from me, hearing it from Nancy, or hearing it from Des. They can hear it from you girls as well. So keep that in mind. Think of like one area that you feel like you're really, really good at and you excel at. I'm going to post it in the leaders page. You'll put your comment and then I'll let you know who's speaking on what on Saturday.
And even for the new gals, like don't think of like, oh, I'm new, I don't have anything. Like, no, what is it? So like it seems like, I don't know, I'm guessing, but it seems like Allison has a really great network of people. She knows a lot of people. So like Allison's technically going to be an expert in like, well, I have all these great resources. So now, you know what I mean? So don't discount yourself as well for those that are new.
Yeah, that's great, Des. There's so many, it doesn't have to be like, well, I don't know anything business-wise. Like Des said, you could be really good at organizational skills. Like, I'm really good at that. It really doesn't have anything to do with doTERRA, but I'm really good at keeping stuff organized, and then it just helps with my business. So it's a bonus. So just think of anything that you excel at that helps your doTERRA business. And then we'll have you girls share that on Saturday. I'm hoping Saturday isn't like crazy long, but I feel like it's something that we all need before the end of the year, before the start of the new year. So.
And I wanted to say every other week is what I like.
Okay, every other week. Perfect. And then, so everybody that's on here is going to be at the builders meeting, I'm assuming. So I'm going to go ahead and share something with you. Please mark down on your calendars Friday, 22nd of December, 1:30 Eastern time, 10:30 a.m. Vegas time. This is going to be a very special call with Conchetta. This is something Des and I have been hounding her for a long time for, and I finally had a call with her. I want to learn more of how to prospect business. Like what is scripting when she goes into these businesses, because I feel like we got down our network, you know, our people, but when going into businesses, so I told her I would love for her to go over yoga fitness studios. So whether it's a gym or yoga studio, what that exactly looks like. What does it look like going into a chiropractor office? Because she has lots of chiropractors on her team. So utilizing that. So chiropractor is going to also fall under like doctors' offices, OBGYNs, fertility clinics, hospitals, oncology offices, Allie, and then spa. So that's going to be a really juicy phone call. She only wanted the people on there that we feel are ready for something like this. And I feel like you girls are. I mean, you take the time to be on these calls, you know, every other week with us. You've shown us with, you know, whether it's the training you've gone through for yoga, becoming yoga instructors, for you, Ali and Jody, Laura, you've traveled all the way across country to teach this amazing class with your sister, and she's rocking and rolling. Like, you girls are like ready for like that next step. So I'm really excited for that call. So kind of between now and then, think of some questions that you might want to ask her, send those over to Des, and then we'll kind of like narrow them down to a few that we would like her to really highlight and go over for us on top of what she'll share with us. How exciting is that?
And
that's amazing.
Expertise for those that are just getting to know Conchetta. Like, she has a way with the way she speaks and her lingo and her script with doctors, chiropractors, yoga studios. Like, that's her network. That's how. Is she Blue Diamond or is she above now? I mean,
I think she's Blue Diamond, I believe.
Yeah. So, and she did that pretty quickly too.
Yeah.
So this is a good call.
She has,
with her group right now, we can share all those videos like on any page.
Yeah.
Sorry.
In her group.
Repeat that, Laura. I couldn't hear you.
Holiday home thing.
Yeah.
But if you share it, though, people can't watch it unless they're part of the group. That's the thing.
I knew there was a catch.
So there's kind of, not saying there's no point in sharing it, but basically if you share it and that person's not in the group, it's like they're not looking at anything. They can't see anything. You know what I mean? It's a blank link.
My video that I posted today, I posted it as a video because I couldn't do Facebook Live with Charlie. Like, she would have been in the background going crazy. So if anybody wants to, I know, Laura, you commented, I can send you that video.
I would like that video too. Or just whatever's less work for you. If you want to just post it in my group, you're totally welcome to, or if you just want to send it to me, whatever's easier.
No. So what I'm going to start doing with videos, I love Facebook Live because, of course, you can be really interactive with your group. But something that I'm going to start doing is short little 3-4 minute videos. Like I'm going to take one day, an hour, and just record myself all these little short blurbs. So then they're contents that I can send to people. I can upload them to YouTube if I ever choose. I have them to put on my site. If any of you girls are like, hey, was there a topic on children's care that you covered? Could you send me that video? I could post it in my group. And then we avoid all that weird Facebook, like live, you can't share stuff. So that's a little tip, but that more so happened because I have a baby and I can't do Facebook lives with a baby. It's like not possible. She's too crazy. All right, so that's all I had for the call. Des, did you want to add anything else, or any of you ladies?
No, good. I'm excited for Saturday.
Yeah, I'm super excited too.
Wait, what time is Friday?
Oh no, for the 22nd for Conchetta, it's going to be
Our builders meeting is on
this Saturday at 1 o'clock at Nancy's. Yeah.
9. Okay, never mind. I already have it.
And FYI for Vegas leaders, I'm having an 11 a.m. class just because my Saturday class is usually at 1. So if you do want to invite anybody and still get your business meeting in and have a class, you're welcome to join me. Juice
Nice.
Standard.
Okay, perfect. Sweet. All right, ladies. Well, thank you all for being on the call and sharing all of that with us. I'm really excited for Saturday and for all of you girls.
I have a question before you jump off, Andrea. How do I get to the recorded call?
So I'm going to, as soon as I end this meeting, I upload it to to YouTube. And then as soon as it's kind of a process. As soon as it's done uploading to YouTube, I'm going to put it onto the leader page. So give me like 10 minutes, unless Des and Laura, are you going to stay on and do a little meeting?
We're going to stay on.
Okay. I think I can still end the recording.
Yeah, I think you did last